Hello, Coach Holmes here, and today we're going to be talking about special right triangles. Right? These are there's basically two different types of special right triangles. There's a 30, 60, 90 and a 45, 45, 90. What does that mean exactly? Well, if we have a right triangle with a degree of 30, 60, 90, or 45, 45, 90, then there's a pattern to it that always seems to work. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is a 45, 45, 90. Okay, so basically, if this angle right here is 45 degrees, that angle is going to be 45 degrees as well. So, what does that mean? So, what does that tell us? So, no matter what the lengths are, okay, whatever opposites each other, opposite side, whatever opposites a 45-degree angle, the length is x. Okay, so these two lengths are going to be x. Now, whatever opposites the 90-degree angle gives us x to square root of 2. So basically, x times the square root of 2. All right. So that's what it gives us every single time. Now, so just by looking at it, if I look at it here and work it out, notice if I go opposite, 45-degree angle, opposite that, well, I know this has to be equal to x. So I know x is 12. So how can I find a and b? Well, I know a, since that opposite's 45, that has to be x. And since I know x to be 12, I can say a equals 12. And I know b has to be x square root of 2. And I can replace this x with 12. So there's b and there's a. That seems simple enough. So let's look at this next one. But wait, both my sides are the same. But let's think about this real quick. If we know, if we know the lengths are the same, we know the angles have to be the same. And since this is 90 degrees right here, 90 divided by 2 is 45. So guess what? They're both 45 degrees. That helps us out a lot, especially for the fact that we know that whatever opposites 45 degrees is equal to x. So I know 12 is equal to x. These opposite 90 degrees, so that's x square root of 2. But guess what? Since I know x to be 23, c is equal to 23, d is equal to 23 square root of 2. And that's going to be my answer right there. Next, I have a 45-degree angle. So opposite that, that's x. Opposite this angle is x as well, because the only thing left has to be 45 degrees. Opposite this is x square root of 2. Whoa, I'm sorry. 12 equals x square root of 2. Now see, we have a problem here. I gotta be able to solve for x. And once I solve for x, technically I got e and f. So remember, x times square root of 2, I gotta divide by the square root of 2. Okay? Now you could give me a decimal value, but I really want y'all to at least practice a little bit with the square root part by dividing by square root. So remember, I'm going to multiply the square root of 2 to both sides. If I multiply let me start over. To get rid of the square root, I got to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 2. The square root bottom cancels out. I'm left with 12 square root of 2 over 2. But I can simplify this by taking 12 divided by 2 to give me 6. So that's 6 square root of 2. x is equal to the square root of 2. Okay? And it's important to set it up like this for prepping up for Algebra 2 and pre-cal and stuff. Okay? It's very important to be able to do this, especially in Algebra 2. Now, the next problem we have, the next triangle we have, is a 30, 60, 90-degree triangle. So guess what? Opposite 30 degrees is x. Just a single value of x. Opposite 60 degrees, x square root of 3. Opposite 90, 2x. So, kind of tricky to remember, especially I would say this part right here alone, but it's doable. So remember, if I opposite 30, that's equal to x. So that means that b is equal to x square root of 3, a is equal to 2x. But guess what? Since x is 3, all I gotta do is plug the values in. So for b, that means I'm doing 3 square root of 3, and that's it. And for a equals 2x, I gotta do 2 times 3, which gives me 6. Pretty simple. But let's try this one. Now, opposite 60 degrees is x square root of 3. So I gotta set those two equal to each other. Opposite 90, h is 2x. Opposite 30, g equals x. So really, all I gotta do right here is when I set it up like this, solve for x. So I can take this, so I can divide by the square root of both. Square root of 3 to both sides. I'm sorry, let me start over. Divide the square root of 3 to both sides. Well, since they're both the same, I can cancel them out. So that leaves me with x equals 5. So that seems pretty simple. That's pretty easy, because all I gotta do is replace the values. Replace x for g, I'll replace x with 5. And I'll replace the x here with 5 for h. 2 times 5 gives me 10. Pretty simple. At least it worked out pretty simply. Next, I got this triangle, and this is the last one. So, opposite that is going to be equal to 2x. 60 degrees is x equals, x equals square root of 3. Opposite 30 is x. But in this case, I just got to solve for x. But it's a pretty simple solve, because I just got to divide by 2 to both sides. X equals 10. So for C, that equals 10. And for D, it's just 10 square root of 3. I don't have to do anything else. Matter of fact, there's not really any more I can do with that. So the biggest thing we got to remember is that for the 45, 45, 90-degree triangle, opposite both 45s are x. Opposite 90 degrees, x square root of 2. Opposite 30 is x. Opposite 60 is x square root of 3. And opposite 90 is 2x. So as long as we'll be able to remember those, we should be able to find the other lengths of the triangle. Thank you and have a good day.